Week 17 of the NFL season is upon us, and with it brings playoff scenarios, clinching scenarios, and many, many more things that are going to determine who eventually lifts up that Lombardi trophy in February. I'm Omer from Real Take Sports, and let's just get right into it. The New York Giants going to be taking on the Chicago Bears on Sunday. Again, only Sunday and one Monday night game this week. No Thursday night football, thank God. But the New York Giants and the Chicago Bears, two teams that are not good. They're just not good. Quarterback carousel for both teams over the past few weeks. For the Bears, it went from Andy Dalton to begin the season to Justin Fields, back to Dalton, back to Fields, and now it's big trick Nick Foles. And then for the Giants, they're dealing with that Daniel Jones injury. It's going to keep him out for the rest of the year. And it's been a quarterback carousel between both Micah Glennon and Jake Fromm, not State Farm. And neither of them have really proven to do much of anything. 4-11 for the Giants, 5-10 for the Chicago Bears. I think this one, I'm going with the Bears because why not, honestly? I just don't think the Giants offensively have enough to really keep up with anyone, including the Chicago Bears. Nick Foles showed that he could do some things on offense that could help the Bears win games. So, going to see Nick Foles get his second straight win of the year. Next, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the New England Patriots. Of course, Jacksonville controlling their own destiny. They have things on the line, too. With a loss here and a loss next week, they guarantee themselves the number one pick 2 years in a row. Let's see if they can get to that illustrious 2-15 mark, never before seen in NFL history. And the other side is the New England Patriots, who, after suffering that big loss last week to the Buffalo Bills, are now 9-6, still have a really good chance, like 93% chance to make the playoffs, but they got to win this game here, and it's a battle of two rookie quarterbacks. You have Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback who went to, you could argue, probably the worst situation there was, and Mac Jones, the rookie quarterback who went to probably the best situation there was out there. So tale of two different teams, tale of two different quarterbacks right now, and the quarterback that's going to come out victorious in this one, their inaugural matchup next to each other, is going to be Mac Jones. Patriots are just too good. Bill Belichick, there's no way he's going to lose this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Big shout out to Derek Bevel, but you're an interim coach for a reason. No way Jacksonville wins this. I got Patriots in that one. Next, we got Los Angeles Rams taking on my Baltimore Ravens in a game that the Baltimore Ravens have to win. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. 8 losses is not going to get you into the playoffs in the AFC. I truly believe that. And if the Ravens lose here, their playoff chances are done. They've lost to a lot of the other wildcard teams. Their divisional record, at best, is going to be 2-4, and that's not the way you want to you want to deal with those tiebreakers and whatnot. Their offense hasn't been scoring too many points, really. It's been a tough season for Baltimore. They've had the most injuries in the NFL. They've had more starters go out, and more backups to those starters, and all that stuff go out than any other team. Somehow they're still 8-7 in the thick of it. Have a potential to go and battle for that 7th wild card spot. Hoping Miami falters. We'll get to that in just a second. But Los Angeles Rams 11-4, still in the fight here. They are still in a fight here for the NFC West. Now it would require I believe if the Cardinals lose, if the Cardinals lose here and the Rams win, they clinch the division. It's over. So a lot on the line for the Rams here. That high-powered offense. Cooper Kupp on pace to break that NFL record that Calvin Johnson had for most receiving yards in a season. Baltimore defense, defensive backs, safeties, all of them can't cover crap. So Cooper Kupp has a chance of maybe even doing it in this game. I don't know, but gonna be a very tough one for Baltimore. The only way they win is if Lamar Jackson plays. Right now, that's an if, not a guarantee. Even if Tyler Huntley plays, I think it's going to be difficult. But if you get Mark Andrews involved early, if you get somehow that running game going, you have to get that running game going. I don't care whether it's Murray. I don't care whether it's Williams. I don't care whether it's Freeman. Get the running game going. Otherwise, the Ravens got no chance. With that being said, I'm going with my Ravens because I have to. They are going to win out, go to the playoffs, win the Super Bowl. Book it, brother. Next, we got the game of the week for some people, apparently, because a lot of people have been talking about the fact that this is Zach Wilson versus Tom Brady. Somehow that's a big matchup, even though Zach Wilson, again, went to a bad situation. Rookie quarterback went to a bad situation. I really don't think he's done enough to really prove that second overall pick stature. Again, that's just from what I see in the game. But a lot of people are talking about this game for many reasons. Two very young quarterbacks, two AFC East quarterbacks. Well, Brady, of course, formerly an AFC East quarterback, and the fact that Tom Brady is exactly to the day 22 years older than Zach Wilson, which is crazy to think about. But these are two starting quarterbacks going at it in the NFL this week. 11-4 Tampa Bay against 4-11 New York Jets. Tampa Bay wins this. There's really no question about it. It's just a matter of how many points they win it by. But Tampa Bay gets the easy dub. Jets just don't have a team. Falcons versus Bills. Trap game here for the Bills. Watch out here if you're a Buffalo Bills fan. This is the ultimate trap game because no one likes to ruin their tank. No one likes to ruin their draft stock more than the Atlanta Falcons. And what better way to do it than beating a team that you're on paper not supposed to beat in the Buffalo Bills? I think the Bills are riding high from that win. I know this is in Buffalo. I know Bills Mafia is going to be loud and proud and all that stuff. I think Atlanta, though, gets the win here. Keeps their very minimal playoff hopes alive, and then they're going to ruin it next week. But I'm going with Atlanta here. I've seen them. They've been in games, and I think it's just a matter of time, before. And actually, they've been winning some games recently, so I think it's just a matter of time before they just beat one of these really good teams. Next, the real matchup of the week is the Chiefs versus the Bengals. Two teams that are at the top of their divisions. The Chiefs with a win here guarantee a first-round bye in the playoffs. They can rest their starters next week. They got it. Of course, I think Tennessee has to lose too, but don't quote me on that. But basically, this will go a long way for them to lock down that first seed. Bengals, 9-6. Potential here. If they win and some other things happen, some other teams lose, they clinch the AFC North, and it's booked. Brother, they're going to the playoffs, and they're probably going to be locked in to that 4 seed. So, a lot of interesting notes from this. You could say that these are two high-powered offenses. We know what Patrick Mahomes can do. He's done it his entire career. This is the hottest team in the NFL. 8 straight wins. This team is looking like they're going on a run for another Super Bowl, the Chiefs. But the Bengals, just coming off of that performance in Baltimore, I know the Ravens don't have any defense to speak of whatsoever. That being said, I do think that Chase and Boyd, and don't count out Joe Mixon, along with the passing prowess of the now 525-yard passer, Joe Burrow. I think that's just going to be a fun game to watch. I'm going to be interested to see how Kansas City's defense actually plans against Joe Burrow if they blitz a lot, because if you blitz, ask a lot of teams that have played him this year, Jamar Chase is one-on-one, it's going to be hard to cover him. But I think if it comes down to a shootout, I'm going with the Chiefs because they're the hotter team, and they are the more experienced team, and they're the better team offensively. I just think and they have Travis Kelce coming back. They've got all these factors. They've got a lot of players coming back from the vid list. So I got the Chiefs in this one, but it's going to be a fun game. Another fun game that we are going to see are going to be the Miami Dolphins taking on the 10-5 Tennessee Titans, who again have a chance here to solidify themselves as a playoff team, solidify themselves as the winners of the AFC South if they win here. Miami, though, don't count them out. 1-7 straight. This is a team that has been fighting, clawing their way back from 1-7 all the way back up. They are 8-7. I'm sorry, Titans fans. I'm sorry, Andrew. This is not a game they're going to win, especially with the amount of injuries the Titans have been dealing with. They've dealt with them very well. Mike Vrabel has been coaching as well as anyone in the league right now. But you can't go against the Miami Dolphins. Can they make it 9 straight? I'm going to go with the fact that they are. I think they just don't make that many mistakes offensively, and they don't burn themselves. But it's going to be a big test, I think, for that offense to see how they match up with that Tennessee Titans defense, which has been pretty stout as of recently. Then we have the 8-7 Oakland Raiders going up against the 9-6 Indianapolis Colts. Must-win game for both teams, but which team is going to pull it out? Las Vegas, of course, still in the thick of it for that 7th playoff spot. Indianapolis, I believe they hold the 5th wild card spot right now. Could that change? Yes, it will, because the Oakland slash Las Vegas. Sorry, Raiders are going to beat, I should say, the Indianapolis Colts. I love Jonathan Taylor and what he's done. I love all of that. That being said, I just think the Raiders are overdue for a win. And I think Indianapolis is honestly trending downward, especially considering the fact that, we don't necessarily know what Carson Wentz's status is. We know that, there's the 5-day protocol, but and I'm not sure what the testing deal is with the NFL now. They've kind of changed that seemingly daily, but even if Carson Wentz goes, not having that week of practice and all that stuff, I just don't know if that's going to be the best case scenario for them, and how that's going to play out. So I got the Raiders winning that one. Eagles, Washington. Eagles. Next. Not going to talk about Washington after that terrible, despicable performance last week against the Dallas Cowboys. Next, we got the Broncos taking on the Chargers. Again, the Broncos 7-8, still alive in the playoff hunt. The Chargers trending down 8-7. Drew Lock, it seems, is going to be quarterback. There might be a chance for Teddy Bridgewater to play. Even if that's the case, I think the Chargers pulled this one out. They're going to be 9-7 after this week, basically eliminating the Denver Broncos for all intents and purposes from the playoff picture. I know that the Chargers have been their own worst enemy, but the Broncos just have not shown that offensively they can show up in games. The defense has been very good. I just don't think it's going to be enough offensively to beat the Chargers. Next, we have the Houston Texans, who got a huge win last week. The Texans got a huge win last week going up against the San Francisco 49ers, who, again, have been in the thick of that NFC playoff picture. They're obviously nowhere near the NFC West playoff picture, but they got a chance here. But they got a chance here against a team that actually beat the Chargers last week in the Texans. Jimmy G needs to play a perfect game. And by perfect game, I mean he cannot turn the ball over. They need to be able to get the ball to Deebo Samuel. They need to get the ball to their playmakers. They need to get Elijah Mitchell going. They need to get whoever's at running back going. Otherwise, they're not going to win this game. They can't make the same mistake, which is over-reliance on Jimmy G, throwing the ball downfield deep. I have enough faith in that San Francisco defense to be able to do that. So I get San Francisco here over the Texans. Next, Lions, Seahawks, Lions. Let's go. Get this one for Dan Campbell. Let's win out the rest of the games for the boys out there in Detroit. Next, we got another match of probably Fox's game of the week. The Cardinals taking on the Cowboys, 4:25 p.m. on Sunday. Huge test here for the Cowboys. This is going to be their biggest test of the season. This is probably the best team they faced all year. I think that the Cardinals, obviously losing DeAndre Hopkins has been a huge, huge hurdle for them. The only good thing about it is this is a Cowboys secondary. While, yes, they have Diggs, who has the most interceptions this season, and he's been a ball hawk this year. The issue is, though, their defense is high risk, high reward type of that, and that's what Diggs is. Diggs, he has a lot of picks, and it's for a reason, because he takes a lot of risks, and that's why he's given up a lot more yardage than a lot of other cornerbacks out there. He gives up some of the most yardage of any cornerbacks, I should say, in the league, which I think is actually going to help, which could help Kyler Murray out here. And Kyler Murray, if he could do enough to get outside and contain, I don't think the Cowboys can stop him. But I'm going with the Cardinals here. I just think that they need to get a win here to be able to solidify themselves as a playoff team and a contender. Next, we got Panthers Saints. Who gives a rat's ass? Saints, why not? Then we got the Vikings against the Packers. Vikings trying to stay alive here at 7-8 in the playoff hunt. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not with the way Aaron Rodgers has been playing. Not in prime time. This is a Kirk Cousins in prime time. Give me a break. Of course he's going to lose. So they're going to lose here to the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is going to go 12-4. I think they don't lock up the number one seed, but they do lock up, I think, a top 2 playoff spot. So, which again doesn't matter. You need to lock up number 1 to get the bye, but nevertheless, they win out. They get the bye. Finally, we get to Monday Night Football. The Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in prime time, Monday Night Football in Pittsburgh in Big Ben's last game at Heinz Field. Both of these teams clinging on to playoff hopes here. 7-8 for the Browns, 7-7 and 1 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A loss here for either teams knocks them out. I already think an 8-loss team, I should say, is not going to make the AFC playoff picture, but 9 losses, just zero chance here. Browns lose, they get eliminated. Pittsburgh loses. That tie kind of messes with them because they get one less win, which makes it even harder. They need more teams to lose. But this is Big Ben's last game in Heinz Field. It's the Steelers team that seems to be trending upward. It's a Browns team that seems to be trending downward. They're playing a quarterback in Baker Mayfield who is playing injured, torn shoulder labrum, other injuries as well. They're all just getting back in the groove of things. They're trying to, at least. I just don't see it happening. Big stage, big moment, big game for the Steelers. I don't think they're going to lose this one. And again, I'm a Ravens fan, but I just don't see it. I got the Steelers in this one in prime time. Honestly, I think they're going to skunk the Cleveland Browns. I got Steelers by at least 21. I think it's going to be a big show-out game for Big Ben. The defense is going to show out. The receivers are going to play like it is Big Ben's last game, and as they should. But that's who I got. Those have been my predictions. Let's see what happens. Odds are every single team that I picked is going to lose going to lose. So who knows? It's the NFL, Week 17. Can't wait. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.